everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Matopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today I want to go over all my most anticipated releases for the rest of this year from September all the way until December. There are so many books coming out, and I'm sure that the ones that I'm going to be talking about are just mostly anticipated for me. However, it could also be interesting for other people, so I figured might as well talk about them. I could add to these lists much later on when there's more releases that are coming out or being talked about. I might add to these lists. However, these are the ones that I'm most looking forward to that I already had on my books I really want to read wish list off of Amazon. So I organize it by month and by date. So that way you guys can all know what books I am looking forward to on these months and days. And maybe you'll find something you'll be interested in. And if you do, let me know. You could do a possible buddy read. So we're going to start with September. Starting with Fearful by Lauren Roberts. This is a novella in the series. I think it's number 3.5 that comes after Fearless. I've only read Powerless and Powerful so far. Oh wait, and Reckless. I did read Reckless. I wasn't a fan of Reckless. However, I do want to continue the series and finish it off. So I only need to read Fearless and then Fearful when it comes out. Even though I wasn't crazy about the second book, I still want to try and finish it out and read the new novella. I'll probably try and get the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition because I think those are prettier, in my opinion. But I am looking forward to that one. And then the next book I am most looking forward to in September also comes out on the 2nd is A Land So Wide by Aaron A. Craig. I have read other books from this author that I have really enjoyed. And this is her newest release that's coming in September that I cannot wait for. And it sounds right up my alley. It is her adult debut, which I think is very exciting. Her other books have been YA. And it says, like everyone else, in the settlement of Mistaken, Greer Mackenzie is trapped. Founded by an ambitious lumber merchant, the village is blessed with rich natural resources that have made its people prosperous, but at a cost. The same woods that have lined the townsfolk's pockets harbor dangerous beasts, wolves, bears, and the bright eyes, monsters beyond description who have rained utter destruction down on nearby settlements. But Mistaken's founders made a deal with a mysterious benevolence. Warding stones that surround the town will keep the bright eyes out, and the town citizens in. Anyone who spends the night within Mistaken's borders belongs to it forever. Greer, a mapmaker and eccentric dreamer, has always ached to explore the world outside, even though she knows she and her longtime love, Ellis Beaufort, will never see it. Until, on the day she and Ellis are meant to finally begin their lives together, Greer watches in horror as her beloved disappears beyond the warding stones, pursued by a monstrous creature. Determined to rescue Ellis, she figures out a way to defy Mistaken's curse and begins a trek through the cold and pitiless wilderness. But there, Greer is hunted, not only by the ruthless Bright Eyes, but by the secret truths behind Mistaken's founding and her own origins. And it's a celebration of one woman's relentless bravery on a quest to reclaim her lost love and seize her own future. And I am so looking forward to this. I think it's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to read this. And I think it's going to be a great time. And then the next book that's also coming out on the 2nd is a book I was not I didn't hear about till like this summer, I think. But this is called Thorn Season by Kira Azar. I randomly stumbled upon it on Amazon, and it says it's Shadow and Bone meets the Selection. And I love both of those series. And then the hardcover itself is absolutely stunning. And it's supposed to have sprayed edges. And I am so down for this book. Especially since I really love the Shadow and Bone and the Selection series. It says, in the kingdom of Daradon, a persecuted few are wielders, in possession of a magical specter, a shimmering thread that can extend beyond their visible body to give a loving caress, pick a lock, even kill. Feared for this ability, wielders have always been hunted. Alyssa Payne, heiress and daughter of a hunter family, is also a wielder. At 18, Alyssa knows she's escaped execution thus far, only due to painful self-control and the efforts of her beloved father. Summoned to the harsh and glittering royal court for the debutante season, Alyssa finds herself caught in a web of intrigue and betrayal, and caught between two equally dangerous men. One, a brutal ruler with the handsome face of a fairy tale prince, who would destroy her if he knew the truth, and the other, a beguiling foreign ambassador with secret agendas of his own. With the threat of discovery lurking around every corner and romance becoming an increasingly dangerous temptation, Alyssa will find that she has more to lose than her secrets. It's rose season at the palace, but to survive, she'll need to become the most vicious of dolphins. And that just sounds amazing, and I am so looking forward to that. And then the next one we have is coming out on the 9th. And for that, we have a Wild Card by Elsie Silver. And you're probably going to be asking me, Amanda, did you read the series yet? No, I have not. I am on my Elsie Silver journey, though. I've read all the Chestnut Spring series. I read all those books. I read the first two, and then in her first series, the one Off to the Races is the first one. I can't remember the name of that series, but that's her backlist series. So I'm like 2 books into that one. I just need to finish that series. And I have not yet read any from her current series. I own every single one in paperback form. So I have all the books. I just want to like continue reading her books. And Wildcard is anticipated for me because I want to collect the books and then read them all in a vlog, I'm thinking. Because I think that'd be a fun cowboy romance vlog by reading the whole series. So, I'm not sure if this is the last book in the series. Let me see if it says. If it is, yes, it is. It's the final book in the Rose Hill series. Okay. So it's book 4 of 4. Okay. So as soon as I have that in my hands, I could go ahead and do my vlog. Because I really want to read it. I want to read that whole series. So I'm excited for that. And then the next book that comes out on the 23rd of September is The Primal of Blood and Bone by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is from the Flow, Blood, and Ash series. And you're probably wondering if I've read any of the books yet. I read the first one years and years and years ago. Don't remember a darn thing. And I want to start over and read all the books. I have slowly been collecting each book in the series. Because I wanted to do a vlog reading all the books. So I've been collecting them as they come out one by one. Because I'm waiting for the books to finally be over. And then I can do a reading vlog, reading every single one of the series. Because I own the whole series that are out thus far, including the prequel series. I know you're supposed to read them in publication order, not chronological order, in order to fully understand everything. So I'm waiting till all the books are out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and like do a whole big vlog reading them all. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the next book that's also coming out on the 23rd is What Fury Brings by Trisha Levenseller. Now, I have not yet read anything from this author yet. However, I do own a few of hers, that I have not yet read. And you're probably wondering why I'm anticipating this if I haven't read any of her books yet. Let me tell you what this one's about, and then maybe you'll understand why. It says there's a shortage of men in the kingdom of Amara. After a failed rebellion against the matriarchy, most noblemen in the country are dead. Now the women of Amara must obtain their husbands, should they want one, by kidnapping them from other kingdoms. Olara, a warrior princess vying for the throne, is determined to prove her worth by kidnapping a husband, and not just any husband. To outmaneuver her treacherous cousin, she needs the best. Fortunately, the second-born prince of their greatest enemy is widely known for both his looks and his sweet, docile temperament. He's the perfect choice to secure her claim to the throne. Sanos, heir to the kingdom of Brutus, has nothing but contempt for the idea of a society run by women. Trained from birth to fight, lead, and follow in his father's overbearing footsteps, his path has always been set, until he takes his younger brother's place in a drunken prank and finds himself kidnapped, carted off to the Amaran palace, and informed that he is to become the husband of Queen Potential Olara. Sanos needs to escape before anyone learns his real identity, but the more he gets to know his captor, the less sure he is of what he truly wants. And now maybe you understand why I want this so badly. This is basically women taking charge here. It's a fantasy romance. Obviously, she's kidnapping this guy to be her husband, but it's a world run by women. And I'm like, heck yeah. And since I have others from this author, maybe I'll do a vlog of reading books that I own from her as well. Because I do own 3 others of hers, so if I get this one, I might just do like a whole big vlog reading them. I have so many vlog ideas I need to do. But once this one comes in, I definitely want to read this. And then the next one that is coming after that one comes out on the 30th. And we actually have a few that comes out on the 30th. And starting with Holly by Adeline Grace. This is a novella that takes place in the Belladonna world. So I absolutely loved Belladonna. I was not really a fan of the second book of the series, Foxglove. I didn't like that one as much, unfortunately. I still need to read Wisteria, but I feel like when Holly comes out, I can read both in one go, Wisteria and Holly. So I'm looking forward to that and hopefully finishing up a series. So I need to do that as well. And then the next one that also comes out on the 30th is a werewolf story. And this one's called Bitten by Jordan Stephanie Gray. And it says it's Crescent City meets Fourth Wing. And I'm like, sold? And then I saw there's a blurb from Stephanie Garber. And I love Stephanie Garber. So I'm like, this has to be good. So it says, after a vicious werewolf attack on the night of her 17th birthday party, Vanessa Hart loses everything she loves in a split second. Her best friend, her father, and even her home. Bitten and imprisoned without explanation, Vanessa endures an agonizing transformation into the very beast that maimed her, and her captors make it clear she cannot escape. She will either swear her life to the Wolf Queen's court or she will die. With no other choice, Vanessa joins her enchanted castle Severi, where flowering vines grow through the walls, gifts are bestowed by the stars, and a claw could break through skin as easily as silk. But she hasn't forgotten what they stole from her. Vanessa still seeks vengeance, scheming in the shadows, even as she finds herself mesmerized by the Golden Prince Sinclair Severi, who threatens to steal her heart, though he is promised to her nemesis, and by his brooding, disgraced cousin Calix, whose smoldering gaze hides even darker secrets. Immersed in the magic of their whimsical yet cruel society, Vanessa soon learns not all is as it seems. The court is at war, and she may simply be a pawn in its lethal game. And that just sounds incredible. So, this was exciting, and I cannot wait to read it. And then Another one that's also coming out on the 30th is Soul Searching by Lila Sage. I have read Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddled by her, and I still need to read the last two books in that series. But this one also sounds amazing. This is the first of a new series that she is doing. And this one has a bit of a supernatural element to it. And I love books with supernatural elements. So I'm like sold. It says Collins Cartwright does not want to go home. Sweetwater Peak, Wyoming was supposed to be in her rearview mirror, but once she finds out a developer is trying to buy her parents' antique shop out from under them, she doesn't have a choice. Elise says what she tells her family. They don't need to know she's lost her job and is out of money, or that the ghosts who have always been her companions have recently gone silent. But just because she's returned home doesn't mean she has to stay with her parents or crash on her twin sister's couch. Lucky for her, the new-to-town upholsterer has a room for rent above his store. Unluckily, it is absolutely crawling with more ghosts who are freezing her out. And Collins hates being ignored. Brady Cooper is absolutely and totally fine. Seriously, there's no secret reason why he decides to uproot his life and suddenly move to Sweetwater Peak. He just needed a change of pace. At least that's what he tells himself and everyone else. When he agrees to let the elusive Collins Cartwright stay in his spare room, he doesn't know that she's absolutely bonkers, constantly talking to herself and having conversations with no one, or that she looks like that. But as they begin to get closer, the lines between them start to blur, leaving both of them, and the ghosts who have been pushing them together, wondering whether their temporary arrangement could be something more permanent. And this sounds so much like Ghost Whisperer, and I love that show. So I'm like, this is going to be a fun story, and I am definitely looking forward to it. Then the last book for September also comes out on the 30th. It's a random find that I found on Amazon, and it's the start of a new series. As of right now, they do not have a paperback version available for pre-order yet. They do have the ebook for $3.99. And I might have to get it because it sounds really, really good. So this is called A Kingdom of Starlight by Scarlett Snow. And it says it's perfect for readers of Sarah J. Maas, Carissa Broadbent, and Stacia Stark. I love Sarah J. Maas. And the one book I read from Stacia Stark I really enjoyed. Also, Carissa Broadbent has been hit or miss for me. But this one sounds so interesting. It says, if fate won't claim me, I'll shatter it instead. Fate has always been a gift from the gods, but every gift comes with a price, and I paid mine in blood. I should have died that night beneath a tree of stars. Instead, I was claimed by the Bloodstone King, a warlord feared throughout the realm for his bloodlust and savage ways. Now he calls me his starlight queen. Bound to him by a fate I never chose, I'm thrust into a realm of crystal quartz and ancient vendettas, where every alliance balances on the edge of fracture, and one wrong move could throw me to those still dreaming of watching me burn, igniting a war between our kingdoms. But if that day comes, I won't be the girl they tried to break. I'll be the fire that wears a crown of their ashes. And I'm like, ooh. It's a slow burn enemies to lovers, steeped in unique crystal magic, deadly court intrigue, and forbidden gods. And I am so down. I cannot wait for this one. And now we're going into October releases. For this one, I have only 6. Yep, only 6 books for October. And the first book comes out on, actually, most of these come out on the same day. So, like, the first 4 all come out on the same day. So that day is October 7th. And so the first book that I'm anticipating on the 7th is called Druid Curse by C.J. Burritt. And I have never heard of this author. And I randomly found this on Amazon. And when I read the description, I'm like, Ooh. Then I showed it to my bestie Clint, and he said, ooh, also. So we might be buddy reading this in December together. But it comes out in October. And let me tell you what this says, because it just sounds so cool. It says, every 50 years, Kellen Ravenwood escapes his magical prison for 7 days. This Samhain is his last chance to break the curse. Is it? I think it's Sam Hine. I'm sorry. This Sam Hine is his last chance to break the curse, or he'll be bound forever. All he needs is a sacrifice. The blood of Maggie O'Malley, the last living descendant of the witch who cursed him. Maggie, desperate for cash after a brutal divorce, jumps at the chance to win a $500,000 prize at a mysterious Irish estate. She never expected ancient rituals, strange magic, or Kellen, a dangerously charming man who claims he's the key to his freedom. But Maggie won't be anyone's sacrifice. And if there's another way to break the curse, she'll find it. Because some destinies are meant to be rewritten, and some love stories are worth defying fate for. And this takes place in an Irish estate, and she's going for a cash prize, and anything that has to do with a cash prize and a castle, I am so down. And it's a fantasy romance, and I'm really excited for it. And then the next one that also comes out on the 7th is The Intruder by Frida McFadden. For those who know me, that I've been going on my Frida McFadden journey. I still have more books from her backlist I need to read, but she has a new one coming in October, and it sounded right up my alley because I really enjoy most of her books. I think there's maybe only 2 or 3 that I think there's maybe like 3 actually that I was not crazy about. But this one sounds interesting. It says Casey's cabin in the wilderness is not built for a hurricane. Her roof shakes, the lights flicker, and the tree outside her front door sways ominously in the wind. But she's a lot more worried about the girl she discovers lurking outside her kitchen window. She's young, she's alone, and she's covered in blood. The girl won't explain where she came from or loosen her grip on the knife in her right hand. And when Casey makes a disturbing discovery in the middle of the night, things take a turn for the worse. The girl has a dark secret, one she'll kill to keep, and if Casey gets too close to the truth, she may not live to see the morning. So this sounds really cool, and I'm very highly anticipating it. And then the next one also coming out on the 7th, you have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I love Stephanie Garber. The only book I have not yet read from her is A Curse for True Love. I've been putting that one off because people have been saying how it's not as good. And I still need to read it. However, this is a new one that's coming out that has nothing to do with any of those books. It's completely different. And it's her adult debut. So I am really excited for this. It's supposed to be the start of a brand new series. It says it starts with a class in an old movie theater. Folklore 517, local legends, and urban myths taught by a woman called the Professor. Most students believe the Professor's stories are just fiction, but Holland St. James has always been convinced that magic is real. When she tracks down a local legend named the Watchman, who can supposedly tell you when you'll die, the world finally makes sense. Except that the Watchman tells her she will die at midnight tomorrow unless she finds an ancient object called the alchemical heart. With the clock ticking, Holland is pulled deeper into the magical world in the heart of Los Angeles, and into the path of a magnetic stranger. Everything about him feels like a bad idea, but he promises Holland that her sister sent him to protect her. As they chase clues and stories that take them closer to the alchemical heart, Holland realizes everyone in this intoxicating new world is lying to her, even the stranger. And if she can't figure out whom to trust, not even the alchemical heart will save her. And I am so down. I am so excited. This will be one I will be buying like right away as soon as it comes out. And then the next one that we have coming, that's also on the 7th, is actually not really a new book. It just has a new edition coming. And that is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. It's the second book in the Hunger Games series. And it's coming out with an illustrated edition. And I'm trying to collect all the illustrated ones. I did buy the deluxe books as well with the sprayed edges, but I also wanted to collect the illustrated ones as well. Just because I don't know why I want to get multiple copies of these books, but for some reason I really do. It's not a new book, obvious. But I am excited to have the next book in the illustrated books. Then the next one is actually re-releasing on the 28th of October. It's already out. Is Mile High by Liz Tumforty. I absolutely love the Windy City series so much. I own the last book, Rewinded Back, in the deluxe edition with the new cover and the sprayed edges, but I don't own the rest of the series yet. So I want to buy the physical copies with the new covers and the sprayed edges. And Mile High is coming out with, well, the first one's coming out with that. I will be talking about in November and December. The second and third book will also be coming out with the new covers and sprayed edges. Because I just want to own them all because I love the series so much. I read them on my Kindle originally, but because of how much I love them, I really want to own them. So it's technically it's not new to me, but I'm excited to own it. And then the last book for October comes out on the 28th as well, and this is The Defender by Anna Huang. It's the second book after what was the first one called again? The Striker. And it's part of that spin-off series. The Striker was okay. I didn't love it. However, Vincent has my heart, and this book, The Defender, is his book. And I am ecstatic to read his story. I cannot wait to own this in my hands. I need to read his story like so badly, you have no idea. I will be reading it as soon as I have it in my hands. For sure. You have 6 books that I'm anticipating on the 4th. That's a lot. So first we have Blackthorn by J.T. Geisinger. And I love most of the ones I've read from her. There have been a couple I wasn't crazy about. But this one is supposed to be gothic, I believe. It's a new enemies to lovers. And it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling as well. And there's Touch Her and Die, Forbidden Romance, Grumpy and Grumpy, Plush. Forbidden Romance, Shadier Than Shade Hero. It has like basically all the things that I'm looking for in a book. And it's a gothic romance. So I am so down. It says 12 years ago, Maven Blackthorn fled her small hometown, leaving behind the wreckage of her mother's suspicious death. But now, drawn back for her grandmother's funeral, Maven steps onto Blackthorn soil once more, only to find herself thrust into a fresh nightmare. Her grandmother's body has vanished. The Blackthorns immediately suspect the Crofts, the ruthless titans of Croft Pharmaceuticals, whose bitter blood feud with the Blackthorns has spanned generations. But when Maven comes face to face with Ronan Croft, the son of her mother's suspected killer and the only man she ever loved, she discovers the forbidden passion they once shared is as alive and dangerous as ever. As long-buried family secrets claw their way to the surface, betrayal lurks behind every whisper and old vendettas ignite anew. The deeper Maven digs for answers, the more treacherous the game becomes. And the one man she can never seem to escape is hiding the truth that could burn their whole world down. In a town where the dead won't stay buried, is love salvation or the deadliest game of all? I cannot wait for this one. It's going to be so good. I cannot wait. And then the next book also on the 4th is this called The Same Backward as Forward by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She's been writing a lot in the Inheritance Games world. She started a new series, but this one is a little bit different, I believe. It's like 2 stories in one. You read one story, then flip the book over to read another story from another character in the same world. It's like I read a lot of books where there's like multiple books in one, but this one's like you flip it over in order to read the next one instead of just keeping going on the same way. And this is supposed to be Hannah and Toby's stories. And I've only read the original Inheritance Game series. I have not even yet read the Brothers Hawthorne, let alone the rest of the books. But I do anticipate this because I want to finally read them all once they're all out. And I believe this one is the last one. So as soon as that one comes out, I might do a vlog reading all those as well. And then another one also coming out on the 4th is technically a book I already own, but it's coming out with a collector's edition that looks absolutely stunning, which is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Even though I already own it, I want the collector's edition. I have not yet read it, but I really do want to. And I have a feeling I'm going to love it because I love the rest of the books in the series. And, of course, I have to have the special edition. So that's nothing new. I'm excited. I'm hoping to get that collector's edition so I could maybe exchange it for the one that I already have. And then the next one, also coming out on the 4th, is 7 Deadly Thorns by Amber Hamilton. And this says it's the Cruel Prince meets Powerless in this dark academia romantasy. I love the Cruel Prince series so much, and I really did enjoy Powerless. So I am so down for this. And it's also enemies to lovers. It says, in the cursed kingdom of Aragoa, the punishment for magic is death. Even the students at Vandenberg Academy aren't spared. When Viola Sinclair's deadly shadow magic is discovered, the queen gives her assassin a new assignment and a new curse tattoo. 7 thorned rose on his arm. For the 7 days he has to hunt Viola down and kill her. If he doesn't, he will be the one to die. The assassin is Rose Roquelart. Roquelart, don't know how to pronounce that. Entitled Prince, arrogant fellow student, and the one person Viola hates more than anyone. Rose should revel in the chance to end her life, but he desperately needs something from Viola and her magic, and he's willing to spare her life and fake their engagement to get it. Forced to work together, Viola and Roz must contend with deadly threats, dangerous secrets, and an impossible attraction. Will they give in to their deepest desires, even if it means destroying Aragoa and risking both their lives? And I am so down for this one. I honestly don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm not sure if it was Rose. I have no idea. But other than that, it's right up my alley. I totally want to read this. And it's coming out with beautiful sprayed edges. And of course, I am super excited. I think it's going to be a fun ride. It's going to be good, I'm sure. And then another one also coming out on the 4th. I didn't realize that it's actually a reprint with sprayed edges. This was originally titled something else, and I didn't know that until recently. So this is A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Ciccarelli. I absolutely loved her Crimson Moth duology so much. They were both 5 stars for me. And this one is technically a re-release. And it was originally published as this, it was originally called Edgewood, but they changed the title. So I'm like, okay. Even though I want to read her backlist. So I didn't know she had as many books as she did in her backlist. So I want to go back and read them. And this one's being it being traditionally published. So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. It says, no matter how far she runs, the forest always comes for Emmeline Lark, haunting her with his mysterious disappearance and his tales of fey magic. When her grandfather goes missing, Emmeline is forced to venture into the woods to save him. There, Hawthorne Fell, a handsome and brooding tithe collector, brutally tries to dissuade her from searching, even as a magnetic spark ignites between them. Undeterred, Emmeline enters the port of the fabled Woodcane and makes a deal, her voice for her grandfather's freedom. Little does she know, she stumbled into a curse that threatens the very existence of this eerie world she's now trapped in. To survive, she'll need to team up with the fiery yet secretive Hawthorne. If she fails, she'll lose everything she holds dear. And this just sounds really cool, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. I'm hoping it'll be another 5-star from her as well. And then the next one, also coming out on the 4th, we have Bad Bishop by L.J. Shen. I have read books from this author before, like years ago, but I haven't read any of her newer stuff. But this one sounded really, really cool, and it's coming out with sprayed edges. So it's a dark age gap mafia romance. And when I saw it, it also says it's going to have inside cover designs and a colored piece of artwork of the couple. So this is kind of cool. It said it's just for the deluxe edition, though, so it must be coming out like as a regular edition as well. But I want the deluxe edition because it looks really cool. And I guess the main female character, her name's Lila. And then it says, my innocence was ripped from me one fatal night under the starless sky, resulting in an unwanted teenage pregnancy and a secret that Kimura must bury. My father decided to hand me off to the highest bidder. The lucky winner is Tiernan Callaghan, psychopathic extraordinaire. The Irish mafia prince wants me for all the wrong reasons. Alliance, money, prestige, war. I am but a pawn in his twisted game. The man who sits on the throne of his enemy's skulls thinks I'm a weakling. Little does he know, in this chess game, the underdog wins. Because the thing about bad bishops, they protect good pawns. And that just sounds cool. So, I'm excited to read this one. And then the next one, coming in November, I'm excited for, comes out on the 18th, and that is Brimstone by Callie Hart. This is the sequel to Quicksilver. And I absolutely, really loved and enjoyed Quicksilver. Quicksilver is also coming to Netflix as a movie, and I am so excited for that movie. But after the ending of Quicksilver, I'm like, I actually need to continue the series. I mean, the first book that I own physically is not the new cover, so I might have to replace it with a new cover because the second book is coming out with matching covers with different sprayed edges. So I'm probably going to have to, change out the one that I already have. But I am excited to continue that series. I think it's going to be great. I cannot wait. And then the last one that is also coming on the 25th of November is not a new book. Like I said previously, this is the second book of the Windy City series. It's being re-released with a new cover and sprayed edges. I've already read it. I just want to own the physical copy. So that one's going to be fun. Now we are coming up on December. We don't have very many for December. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for December. And the first one, actually, the first 3 all come out on the 2nd of December. The first one I randomly found on Amazon that I wasn't expecting. And it sounds right up my alley. It's called A Kiss of Hammer and Flame by Amy De La Force. And it's coming out with sprayed and stenciled edges. And it says it's a romantasy debut for fans of Throne of Glass. And that's one of my favorite series. So I'm like, okay, I have to have this. It's also perfect for fans of The North Wind and The Book of Azrael. I have read The North Wind and really enjoyed that one. I have not yet read The Book of Azrael. It sounds really cool, in my opinion. And since I love Throne of Glass, I think I'm going to love it. It says, an immortal bound in darkness, a shattered empire at war, and a blacksmith whose heart could tip the scales of fate. When young blacksmith Kara is commissioned to forge a sword, she uses her imagination to design a symbol. But this symbol invokes an age-old prophecy and awakens Hale, an immortal with the power to shape or shatter worlds, sealed away in a chamber deep in Hale Stramia, the lost capital at the heart of a civil war between three kingdoms. Now hunted for the sword, Kara must flee with a very stranger who commissioned it. But what does she truly know about the handsome and charming noble Terrell? On the run through the darkly magical wilds, she is drawn ever closer to Hale, who visits and beguiles her in dreams. With tyrant kings vying to capture Hale and wield him as a weapon, she alone stands between Hale and their deadly ambitions. Will Kara risk everything to free him in time to save the Empire? And that just sounds really awesome. I think I'm going to love it. I can't wait. And then the next one, also coming out on the 2nd, is Tender Cruelty by Katie Robert. This is the 9th book in the Dark Olympus series. I've only read the first 3, I believe, in the series. I've been collecting all the books in the series because I want to read the whole thing. I really enjoy the ones that I have read so far. And I just want to keep going. So I'm just collecting the series as it goes. I'm not going to talk about it too much because it will spoil the plot if you haven't read the previous books. But I am looking forward to continuing that series. And the next one coming out also on the 2nd. Well, it's supposed to be on the 2nd. It keep pushing the dates. It was supposed to come out like earlier this year, but it got pushed to December. And I'm hoping it really comes out this time. At least I'm hoping. And this is Fallen Gods by Rachel Van Dyken. And this is her romantasy debut. She has written mafia romances, and I've read some of her mafia romances and really enjoyed them. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It says, they said the gods were a myth, that the giants were only stories told about dying fires. They lie. The gods aren't dead, they're only sleeping. Lots of mortal bodies scattered across the world, waiting for the right spark to wake them. And Odin, the most ruthless of them all, is my father. He raised me to obey, to bleed, to be his blade when the time came. Now he's sending me to Endir University, a place filled with ancient bloodlines and deadly secrets, to steal back Mjolnir, the hammer that once belonged to my dead brother. If I fail, everyone I love dies. But Eric Westberg wasn't part of the plan. He's the enemy's heir, distant, dangerous, and somehow familiar. He doesn't know what he is yet, or what he carries, but I do. And the more I'm ordered to unravel him, the harder it becomes to remember where the lies end and I begin. Because there's no clean line between survival and surrender anymore. No comfort in the stories I've told myself to make any of this feel justified. Only a mission I never chose, and a man I was never meant to care about, standing between me and the end of the world. If I'm the spark, he's the fuse. And the gods, they're about to wake up angry. And it sounds right up my alley. I read her before and enjoyed her books, so I'm really hoping that one's going to be great. I'm excited. Then the next one that comes out on the 16th of December is Birds of a Feather by Kate Stewart. This is the 3rd book in the Ravenhood Legacy series. I recently got the 2nd book, and I need to read it, like ASAP. It's the continuing off of the book before that. The second one's called Severed Heart. Birds of a Feather, this one. is the third one. Like, we're reading Tyler's story in the second and third book. So I don't want to talk too much about the third one. I don't know if it's going to spoil anything from the second one or not. But we're following Tyler and Larissa. In his words, it says. So I don't know if that means if it's the same story as the second one, but in his words, and the second one was in Larissa's words, I have no idea. I need to read the second one. I don't want to spoil anything in case that people have already read it, at least the second one. But I'm still looking forward to it because I've been involved in the series since the original Ravenhood series. So I'm looking forward to getting this one and reading both books. Of course, I obviously have to read Severed Heart, so at some point very soon I will be. And then the last one that comes out on the 30th of December is that third book of the Windy City series that's coming out with a new cover and sprayed edges. So that's not a new book. I'm just excited to own it. So I love the series. That is all of the releases for the rest of the year. It's a lot of books, but not as many as I thought originally when I was going through my list, picking out my most anticipated. But I'm excited for each and every one of these. I would love to know in the comments if I interested you in any new ones that you have not heard of. If you've gotten this far into the video and you don't feel like being chatty, why don't you leave me a bird or a feather for Birds of a Feather? Mostly because I'm really excited for that book in particular. So that is all I have for this new releases video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content from me, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.